and welcome to part 2 of my Barbie Friends collection video. So if you don't know, I have several collection videos on my Friends of Barbie. I have one for my Generation Girls, one for my Miscellaneous dolls, one for my Teresa dolls, one for Christy, Kyra, and Midge, and then part 1 of the Miscellaneous Friends, and this is part 2. So I will be featuring the rest of my Barbie friends. So this only includes like Barbie-sized friends, not like Ken or anyone like that. I will be doing videos on them too. So if you want to see pictures of these dolls, if you want to know what they're wearing, if you want to read about them, check out my albums on Flickr. I have pictures of all of them and all of their outfits documented, and I wrote things about each and every doll. Without further ado, let's get to it. So this is just a quick overview of all of my friends in this video, and that was part 1. This is Princess and the Pop Star Kiara. I got her in the Teresa lot of this past fall, so 2016. She was really like an outlier in that lot because those are mostly 90s dolls, and she's like from 2011, I think. It's featured in my boil wash tutorial, and what's cool about her is she's like the Jam and Glam dolls. She has a rotating scalp, so you can have like purple hair or brown hair, and her hair colors are 2 different types of hair. So the brown is Saran and the purple is Kanekalon. And I think she looks a lot better with the brown hair. That's why it's flipped this way, but ordinarily I'd go with the purple. So then we have my Magic of Pegasus Ryla doll. I got her in 2013 because it's funny, I actually bought her because she was wearing a Classics Aurora bodice. So if you watch my Disney collection video, my Aurora doll who wears the pink Classics outfit, I bought the bodice for that doll and Ryla was wearing it, but I thought she was super unique and pretty, and she recently got to wear this dress, which I got on eBay not that long ago. It's Annika's dress from that line. So then I have my 3 Mystery Squad Drew dolls. I got these all in pretty close succession with one another. It's funny how that works out sometimes. Like, I'll just get a string of duplicates in a very short amount of time. So this was my first one. I bought her separately from the seller that used to be at my flea market back in the day. And I recognized her outfit, and I recognized the doll, and I loved the Mystery Squad line, obviously. I bought her, and then later on that same year, like that fall, I got this doll, my second one, from the Happy Family lot with a bunch of Happy Family stuff, and I happened to have an extra skirt, so that all worked out. And then the next spring, so spring 2013, I got this doll in the 60 doll lot. So I got them all 1, 2, 3 in like the course of a year, so that was really funny. This is Mystery Squad Kenzie. She's one of my most special friend dolls. I remember picking her out. I think I got her at Toys R Us one Friday or Saturday, I forget when, with my dad. I had to go to a friend's house that day for a sleepover, and I was really bummed out because I was the sort of kid where I honestly didn't really like going over people's houses. I hated sleepovers. Like, I would have rather been home alone with my sister and dad. But I could never say no when people invited me to do stuff. I went over her house and I brought Kenzie, and I was super jealous because my sister got to see a movie. But later on that weekend, when I did go home, I got to play with my Kenzie doll and my sister's new Katie doll, and we had a lot of fun. And her hair looks a lot better now than it used to. This is not the kind of hair you want to brush out because, as you can see, it's supposed to be like that really curly textured, like almost like afro hair. But the boil wash actually will reform this depending on the hair type. Hers, like, it literally just kinked right back up into the curls. So I'm really glad. I played with her all the time, and her name is also Shawnee. So then we have my 2 Animal Lovin' Nickies. Nikki was like that exotic doll I would see in all my Barbie collector books that I was like, that's so cool. She was like the Kyra alternate for one line back in the day, and I love the Animal Loving line, but I never thought I would get one of these dolls. I bought this doll in 2012 or 2013. She was wearing this really perfect looking peaches and cream dress. She was $1. She was from Dollar Lady at the flea market, and I just thought I was buying like an old Kyra. I didn't realize I was buying Nikki. Lo and behold, I got home and I realized I had gotten Nikki. And then I got this girl a few years later in the Ken suitcase lot with like 86 other dolls, and she's really cool. You can tell she's not in as great shape. Her eyebrows are chipped and stuff, but I love them both. And then these are my 2 Bride Tracies. My favorite decade of Barbies happens to be the 80s. I don't know why. I didn't grow up in the 80s. Not long before I got this doll, I saw a Bride Tracy with a pixie haircut in a bin with actually my Rockers Diva doll. And I wanted to like save her. I wanted to reroot her, but I needed that body for someone really bad at the time. I forget who. And she had a pixie cut and her face paint wasn't in the best shape. So despite my urge to reroot all things 80s, because believe me, I would if I had the time and the money and I didn't need the bodies, I gave the body to the doll that needed it. So I was really glad when I found her for a few dollars. Not long after, maybe like the next year, and she was from Monster High Lady at the flea market, and she's gorgeous. And then I got her twin in the Ken suitcase slot with this Nikki doll, so she's adorable. She's in really bad shape, but they look very different for that reason. And this doll's really wonky. Like, if you see, her eyebrows way higher than the other. It's so cute. And this is Ballerina Cara 12. I got really into shopping on eBay. It was like something new that my dad had started doing. He started getting us dolls off eBay, and I was really young and I didn't have any collector's books and we didn't have the internet at home. So that was where I really started getting into like doll research, and you know, I loved having all the information. And I remember I would just look up random things, and I found this lot with Ballerina Cara and Ballerina Barbie, and the lot said that the dolls were both in good shape and that they both had their original outfits. That was a lie. They weren't in good shape, and Cara was in a 1980s My First Barbie ballerina outfit instead. I begged and pleaded with Dad to get me these dolls. Like, I remember crying. Like, I was really dramatic because he wasn't so sure about eBay anymore. I don't think he understood how it worked, so when he saw like the PayPal charges on his bank statement, he thought something hokey was going on. But anyways, so finally he caved in and he got me them for like, I think it was a good report card present in the spring. And I remember the day they came, I was so excited because I thought Cara was the hands down the prettiest African American doll ever. Look how beautiful she is. And I mean, I really wasn't all that interested in Barbie at the time. But the funny thing is that the second I got them out of the box that they came in, and I had them in our pop-up camper that was set up in the front yard at the time, because Colleen and I liked to have little like sleepovers out there when we were kids, her arms fell off. Barbie always stayed intact, but her arms fell off. And my dad could never figure out how to fix her, and so I had to get her like a body donor. Anyway, so I was lucky that I knew someone a few years ago who knew how to fix her arms. I don't know if I could fix it now, I'm not really sure, but I think he had to like crack her body open and stuff, so she has some damage. But I'm so glad that she's back on her right body, and I love this doll, and always be reminded of my dad and how nice it was of him to let me get them. So we have Perfume Pretty Whitney. I bought her separately at the flea market from, I think, the same seller actually as my first Animal Lovin' Nikki Dollar Lady. I knew that she was a Whitney, and I really wanted her because I had seen a Jewel Secrets Whitney when I first got back into collecting, but I didn't buy her for some reason, and it was something I always regretted, so I really wanted this Whitney doll when I saw her for that reason. And then we have my two Style Magic Whitneys. This lady over here was my first. I've had her since I was a kid. I found her boxed at an indoor flea market. It's actually the same flea market I got my Hollywood-haired Barbie from, named Tiffany. I thought she was the coolest thing ever. I was really into getting box stuff at the time. I just loved her 80s look and her like really rad earrings. And then this is her twin. I rescued her from a charity store in 2013 or 2014. She was in disgusting shape, and I knew who she was when I saw her, and I was buying like basically all the Barbies they had there because they were so disgusting and they were from the 80s and I couldn't leave them there. So I'll insert a picture of what she looked like before because it's really it's really funny. She looks like she was having her mugshot taken. So then we have my Miko dolls. I love Miko because she's like the 80s Kyra. So this is Tropical Miko. I got her at a little indoor flea market for a few dollars in 2012, I think. And I knew she was some kind of Miko doll, and I just think she's so pretty. I think she's the prettiest of my Miko dolls. This is Island Fun Miko. Please excuse her hair. It was in a twist, and then when I went to film this video, I noticed it was coming out of the twist, and so I took it out and I went to redo it, and then I realized her hair needed to be foil washed again, so that's why it looks like that. Anyways, she was my childhood doll. I got her in a lot at the flea market, and I just thought she was like the saddest looking thing ever, but she's so cute, and I just can't imagine my collection without her. Like, we're buddies. Like, she's always having her hair done and changing her clothes. And this is Beach Blast Miko. I got her at a flea market, I think in 2012 or 2013, and she's super cute. Look at that face. I wish her bangs weren't so long so you could see it better. These are my Raquel dolls. So this is Life in the Dream House pack Raquel. So she was sold with Summer, who's right there. And then this is regular Life in the Dream House Raquel, who came with a spare outfit. I got these two the same day at Target. It was in 2014. That was the year I really branched out and I started collecting a lot of different things, because up until that point I don't know, I was kind of discovering myself as a doll collector again, and I had been on the internet on like a different Flickr account and stuff, and being around like all of these negative doll collectors who were always saying bad things about dolls kind of made me not form opinions for myself on things. So I just assumed that new stuff was bad and the old stuff was better. But when I took a break from the internet and I actually took the time to like look at things for myself and find my own opinion, I realized how cute these were, and I really wanted some newer Barbies, and I got into this little kick. So I found these dolls in the clearance section right after Christmas. It might have been the end of 2013 actually, or like a few days after the new year. But anyways, I think the 2-pack was like $8 and she was $5, and I thought that was a really great deal. She's super pretty, but I happen to like this doll more. I don't know, she's just really quirky. And then this is Fashionistas Raquel. I got her from the Disney store lot of 2015. She broke my heart, her and my Fashionistas Teresa doll, because they were so new. They were still in stores at the time, and this doll even had her outfit, and they were just already thrown out of their old home. It's so sad, but I'm glad she has a new home. And then this is Beach Raquel from, I think, 2013. The line doesn't have an official name, but they're sold in bathing suits. I'll put her stock number in and everything. I think she's the prettiest Raquel doll. She's really cool. I love her a lot, and she was just kind of a doll I got with other things, but I love her so much. So then we have my 3 Kayla dolls. This is Mermaid Fantasy Kayla. She was my childhood Kayla doll, actually. My grandmother bought me her at Walmart. I wasn't one who I liked mermaid dolls, but I didn't like playing with my dolls as mermaids. I liked looking at them in the costumes. When I played with them, I wanted them to like wear clothes. So I bought her just because I thought she was so pretty. I'm a sucker for glittery makeup, and I loved her orange hair. And the funny thing, I didn't know I would grow up to have orange hair. I used to put her on other bodies as a kid, which was a bad idea because a lot of my dolls' necks broke or the joints got really weak. So that's why I don't personally body swap for fun, even though I know how to safely do it now. But she's really cute and I love her a lot. And I did play with her quite a bit, considering. And this is Secret Spells Kayla. I bought her at the flea market for a few dollars. I always wanted this line as a kid. And I got her with my Legends of Ireland Fairy Queen Barbie, who you'll be seeing in some Barbie videos later on. And this is my Fashion Fever Kayla doll. I'm kind of bored of this outfit. I got her in the, was it the $60 lot? I got her in, yeah, I think it was the $60 lot. These are my Summers. Probably my favorite newer friend of Barbie. I don't know why, I just love summer dolls. So these were my first two. This is a Fashion Fever Summer. I got her and Beach Glam Summer together from a Bratz Guy bin in 2011. So I bought the bin for the Bratz dolls in it, but there was a lot of Barbies, and I didn't have any like Barbies post 2005 at the time. So these dolls were like a real culture shock for me. Like, you know, she's on the Hobbit body, they have this weird head mold. But now I can't imagine my collection without them, and I'm so glad that I kept them and I never got rid of them. And this is my favorite Summer. This is the Life in the Dream House pack Summer, who came with Raquel. She's adorable. I bought the pack because I wanted her, because she's everything. Look at her, she's adorable. And this is Waterplay Summer, who she's really cute. And her bathing suit's really pretty too. I'm not usually a fan of like molded painted clothes, but it looks really good on her. And then we have my 4 Beckys. I wish Colleen was home right now so she could talk about them, because Becky was her thing. But basically, the story behind Becky is I was at my sister's friend's house playing with their Becky doll, and I fell in love, and I really, really wanted one of my own. So I saved up my allowance money, and my dad took us to Toys R Us, and I got this Becky doll, School Photographer, and my sister got Awesome Skateboard Janet. I don't know if she looked different, like see how these two are different variants from one another. I don't know if my friend's doll looked more like this one or what it was, but I didn't find her as pretty as my friend's doll. I wasn't as into playing with her, but Colleen was really into Becky because she came with a wheelchair, and Colleen loved making her dolls invalids. She had like this weird fascination for it. So at some point I let her play with Becky, and there's a whole blurb about Becky. She wrote all kinds of stuff about Becky on Flickr. Anyway, so Becky kind of became her doll, and we found this Becky at a flea market boxed in 2003, I want to say, and I thought it was so cool because she's the first Becky. Share a smile. Colleen played with her, I think even more than school photographer Becky, who this doll can barely sit up. So my second school photographer Becky over here, I got on opening day at the flea market in 2015. I got her boxed, and I think she was $10 or $15, but I really had to get her because this Becky is in horrible shape. Her limbs are loose, and her like clothes are all raggy looking. I need to give this doll a whole bath after this video. But she's beautiful and they look different, which is really cool. And this is Paralympic Becky. So Colleen always wanted this Becky doll when we were kids, but we never got her because she liked her racing wheelchair. She used to use our cut and style salon chairs as racing wheelchairs for Becky. So we got her at an antique store in 2013 or 2014. So we were really excited to find her. And then we have my 3 Leah dolls. So this is Amazing Nails Leah. I want to say I got her in the 60 doll bin of 2013. I love her lip liner. She's super cute. This is my childhood Leah. This is Rio de Janeiro. I love the Rio de Janeiro line. I always wish I got Cali Girl Leah. One of my greatest regrets. She was so cool. But I thought she was Kyra for a long time. I called her Kyra. She was Kyra to me. I don't know if I forgot she was Leah or if I didn't look at the box close enough, but I love her. I played with her a lot. And then this is my Beach Fun Leah, who I got her in the Memorial Day yard sale lot, I want to say, of 2014. I need to redo her hair. She's really cool. She's got this awesome belly tattoo. And then we have my PJ dolls, who are the last ones. So PJ and Francie are my two, ironically, Francie's right here, are my two favorite vintage friends of Barbie. Francie, I explained why in my other half of this video. But the reason for PJ is because when I first got into collecting dolls again in 2011 and 2012, I happened to find a lot of PJ dolls, and the story behind my first 2 PJ dolls is really special, and they also remind me of my dad for that reason. So I have a PJ addiction now. That's why I have so many. Oh, I forgot my Stacy's. I'll get to them in a second. My 2 talking PJs, I love them both, and the funny thing is that they both had missing, like, broken limbs when I got them. So I got her in 2014. We were at this indoor flea market, and this lady had Barbies, and we were talking to her about how we collected dolls, so we actually got to go up to, like, the storage rooms upstairs in the old mill above the flea market, which was super cool, and she took us around, and I spotted this PJ, and there was, like, a Bicyclin Whitney and my talking Barbie, the 3 of them for $5, and I knew I could fix Barbie and PJ. I knew I could find a way to fix them, even though I never had, like, fixed dolls that old, so I'll show you what had happened. So whoever fixed her drilled a hole into her leg, and there was a screw and like a little plate in there, and I actually had to make my own leg peg. I have a documentation of that on Flickr because the peg was destroyed in the process of the screw being in there, and eventually her leg that was screwed fell out, and that's why I had to fix her like that. But the other leg was off when I got her, so she's really cool. She doesn't work anymore, but I love this doll. Like, she made me love talking to, like, I saw pictures of these in my collector's books, and I never understood the appeal. I thought they looked like, clone dolls or something, but they're actually really, like, nice in person. Like, they have saran hair, and their bodies fall apart, but they're really cute. And then this PJ, legs are completely off, and that was a really nice lot, though. Like, she's in beautiful shape, and she even has her shoes and her sunglasses, and I got pamphlets with those dolls, and they were all from, like, the 60s and early 70s. She was really cool, and I was excited to fix her, and these two look quite a bit different. I have pictures of their variations on Flickr. This is Malibu PJ, and then this is Fashion Photo PJ. I got them together. These were my first PJ dolls. So on New Year's Day 2012, we got a lot of 70s Barbies at an indoor flea market. It was one of the last things my dad bought for me. It was one of the last times I went to the flea market with him when he was alive, and they were all in really bad shape. Like, PJ's head, I think, was on a different body, and this PJ, like, her face was so dirty. She looked tan, like, not like this pinky glow, like, I'm talking like dark dirty tan. So I'm loving Malibu PJ and Sensational Malibu PJ. I always get them confused. She has the tan lines, so you can probably tell that she has a haircut. So I know that this is like a body donor worthy doll because her hair is so short, but I have this thing about PJ and Francie dolls, and I can't seem to get rid of them. So when I found her in the Kent suitcase lot last spring in 2016 on opening day at the flea market, I had to keep her, and I'm so glad I did. And Her haircut actually, like, I fixed it. It looked different when I first got her. I have pictures of that on my Flickr and the Transformation album. But I think it looks really cute in this bob. And then I bought this doll separately with my first Peaches and Cream Barbie at the flea market in 2013. She's adorable. I love her to bits and pieces. She's got a funny face. And then we have my Dream Date PJ and my Sun Gold Malibu PJ. I got them together in this lot of 80s Barbies I bought at my local flea market in the spring of 2012. I adopted them not knowing that they had burnt hair, and by the time I realized that it was burnt and like I experimented with trying to fix them up, I couldn't possibly use them as body donors. Like, that's my thing. Like, once a doll's become part of my collection, like, even if she isn't really very salvageable, I can't cast her out. And these two both had like really burnt hair, and she had like huge chunks of hair missing right here. Someone cut her to the scalp. So I rerooted them with some leftover hair from a Bratz reroot. So that's why they match. And I'm really glad I did. They're super beautiful and I love them both. And then these are my Stacy dolls. These are both twist and turn Stacy's. I think this is the 67 and this is the 69. I'll make sure I put annotations if I'm wrong. So I got her with my second talking PJ in that lot of 60s dolls, and see how beautiful she is. She's like in perfect condition. Her original outfit, she had her pamphlet. It was awesome. I got so many beautiful dolls. She's super cute. And then this is my first Stacy. I got her separately at the flea market for $2 from this really nice lady. I got my Marie Osmond dolls from her as well. But you can tell she's got like, what do they call it? Like custard face, like that really yellow discoloration. It is what it is. I have some dolls with spots and face discoloration. You know, I don't obsess in it anymore. There's nothing I can do. And she needs love too. So those are all of my friends part 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if I'm losing my voice. I have allergies right now and it's hard for me to talk. So if you want to see pictures of these dolls, feel free to check out my albums on Flickr. So until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.